Colleen Stan, a free spirit of 20, hitchhiked north. She was full of hope and excitement, eager to explore the world and meet new people. She was heading to a friend's birthday party in California. The journey was supposed to be an adventure, a simple ride to celebrate with friends. May 19, 1977. A day that would change her life forever. The sun was shining and the day seemed perfect for a road trip. A young couple, Cameron and Janice Hooker, offered her a ride. They seemed kind, normal, Colleen, trusting, accepted. She had no reason to suspect anything sinister. She never could have imagined the nightmare that awaited her. The atmosphere inside the van shifted, becoming tense and uncomfortable. Inside their van, a sense of unease crept in. The friendly facade began to crack, revealing something darker beneath. Cameron's eyes, cold and calculating, met hers in the rearview mirror. His gaze was unsettling, sending a shiver down her spine. A chill ran down her spine. It was too late. She realized she was trapped with no way to escape. They drove for hours, further and further from Colleen's intended path. The landscape grew more desolate and her hope began to fade. The highway stretched ahead, a symbol of her vanishing freedom. Each mile took her further from safety and closer to an unknown fate. At a secluded spot, Cameron stopped the van. Colleen's heart pounded. She knew something was terribly wrong. This was not the ride she expected. Her adventure had turned into a nightmare and she was at the mercy of strangers. Cameron forced Colleen into a wooden box. It was small, cramped, suffocating. He had crafted this coffin-like prison himself. Air holes, barely enough to breathe. The world outside, reduced to muffled sounds and slivers of light. Colleen was trapped. She spent hours, days, weeks inside that box. Time lost all meaning. Fear became her constant companion. Cameron controlled every aspect of her life. Food, water, even bathroom breaks were at his whim. He subjected her to physical and sexual abuse. His cruelty knew no bounds. Janice, complicit in this horror, sometimes participated in the torture. Colleen was dehumanized, stripped of her identity. She was their plaything, their prisoner. Cameron, driven by dark desires, sought to make Colleen his slave. Janice, bound by her own twisted love and fear of her husband, agreed to a horrifying pact. They would keep Colleen as their captive. Janice promised Cameron's affection, assisted in breaking Colleen's spirit. She became the warden to Cameron's prisoner. This unholy agreement sealed Colleen's fate. Janice, consumed by jealousy and manipulated by Cameron, played a crucial role in Colleen's ordeal. She rationed Colleen's food, enforced Cameron's rules, and even participated in the abuse. Colleen, isolated and broken, clung to the hope of escape. But hope, in that dark world, was a flickering candle in a raging storm. 7 years. 7 years of Colleen's life stolen. Trapped in the box, abused, tortured, Cameron's cruelty knew no bounds. He devised a system of punishments and rewards, a twisted game to break her will. He forced her to call him master and Janice mistress. He convinced Colleen that a powerful organization, the company, would harm her family if she disobeyed. Fear became her prison guard, more effective than any lock or key. He controlled her every move, her every thought. He even built a head box, a wooden contraption lined with soundproofing material, to further isolate and silence her. Colleen existed in a state of perpetual terror, clinging to the slivers of her humanity that Cameron couldn't extinguish. Section 5. Glimmers of Hope. In the depths of her despair, small glimmers of hope pierced through the darkness that surrounded her. Cameron, in a twisted display of power and control, allowed Colleen brief visits with her family, a cruel reminder of what she had lost. Her family, blissfully unaware of her torment, believed she was involved with a cult, a lie that Cameron had carefully crafted. Colleen played the part convincingly, her heart heavy with fear for her family's safety if she dared to reveal the truth of her situation. These visits, though agonizing in their deception, were a lifeline to the world she had lost, a fleeting connection to her past. She clung desperately to the memories, the love she felt from her family, as proof that her former life still existed somewhere beyond her current nightmare. These memories fueled her will to survive, giving her the strength to endure the unendurable. But the moment the visits ended, she was plunged back into the abyss of captivity, the memory of freedom a painful reminder of what she had lost and what she yearned to regain. Each visit, each fleeting moment of connection, became a beacon of hope, a reason to keep fighting, to keep believing that one day she would break free from her chains. Section 6. A New Identity. As the years blurred, Cameron implemented a new level of manipulation. He gave Colleen a new name, Kay. He allowed her out of the box for longer periods, even allowing her to get a job as a motel maid. But this was not freedom, it was another layer of control. Colleen lived in constant fear of the company, terrified that any wrong move would have dire consequences. She played the role of Kay, a submissive and obedient servant, while inside Colleen screamed for release. Cameron, pleased with his control, saw it as a sign of Colleen accepting her fate. He began to believe he had successfully broken her. He had not. Section 7. Seeds of Doubt. Despite the years of manipulation, seeds of doubt began to sprout in Colleen's mind. Cameron, emboldened by his control, became increasingly reckless. He involved Colleen in his sexual fantasies, forcing her to participate in disturbing acts. Janice, witnessing this escalation, felt a shift within herself. Jealousy gnawed at her. The agreement that had once bound her to Cameron began to unravel. She saw the depth of his depravity, the monster she had helped create. Her silence, once born of fear, now felt like complicity. Colleen, sensing this crack in their facade, clung to it. It was a faint glimmer in the darkness, but it was there. Section 8. The Turning Point. The turning point came in August 1984. Janice, consumed by guilt and fear, made a decision that would change everything. She confessed her and Cameron's crimes to her church counselor. The counselor, horrified, urged Janice to help Colleen escape. Janice, her conscience finally winning over her fear, confided in Colleen. She told her that the company was a lie, a fabrication to control her. Colleen, stunned, felt a surge of hope ignite within her. They devised a plan. The next day, while Cameron was at work, Janice drove Colleen to a bus station. She handed her money and a ticket home. Colleen, trembling with a mixture of fear and elation, boarded the bus. After 7 long years, she was free. Section 9. Freedom's Embrace. The bus ride was a journey back to life, each mile of victory. Colleen, still grappling with the trauma of her captivity, felt the weight of those 7 years begin to lift. She contacted her family, who had long feared her dead. Their reunion was a tearful outpouring of joy and relief. The years of abuse had left their mark. Colleen suffered from PTSD, anxiety, and flashbacks, but she was determined to reclaim her life. She sought therapy, slowly piecing together the shattered fragments of her past. Her family, a beacon of unwavering love and support, helped her navigate the long and arduous journey of healing. Section 10. Justice Served. Janice, racked with guilt, cooperated with the authorities. She provided crucial details about Cameron's crimes and the location of the box where Colleen had been held captive. Armed with Janice's testimony and overwhelming evidence, the police arrested Cameron Hooker. He was charged with kidnapping, rape, torture, and other related offenses. The trial was a media sensation. The world listened in horror as Colleen bravely recounted her ordeal. Janice, her testimony instrumental in securing Cameron's conviction, received immunity from prosecution in exchange for her cooperation. The jury, appalled by Cameron's depravity, found him guilty on all charges. He was sentenced to 104 years in prison, a sentence that ensured he would never be free to harm another innocent soul. Section 11. A Legacy of Courage. Colleen Stan's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Her journey is one of unimaginable pain and suffering, yet it is also one of incredible strength and perseverance. She endured unimaginable horrors, yet emerged from the darkness with her spirit unbroken. The trials she faced were beyond what most can comprehend, but her will to survive and thrive remained steadfast. Her story became a beacon of hope for other survivors of abuse, a reminder that even in the face of unspeakable cruelty, the human will can prevail. In group therapy sessions, her experiences provided a source of inspiration and strength for others who had faced similar traumas. Colleen, determined to use her experience for good, became an advocate for victims' rights. She channeled her pain into a mission to help others, ensuring that her suffering was not in vain. She shared her story at conferences and in interviews, raising awareness about the realities of captivity and abuse. Her voice became a powerful tool in the fight against these heinous crimes, educating the public and policymakers alike. Her courage in speaking out helped break down the silence surrounding these crimes, giving voice to countless other survivors who had suffered in silence. By sharing her truth, she empowered others to come forward and seek justice. Colleen Stan's story is a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of everyday life. It serves as a stark warning that evil can exist in the most unsuspecting places, and that vigilance is necessary. but it is also a powerful testament to the indomitable human spirit and the power of hope to persevere even in the face of unimaginable darkness. Her journey from victim to advocate is a shining example of how hope and resilience can transform lives, offering a path to healing and empowerment for all who hear her story.